Okay, hey there. This video is about administration and organization, which is a really important thing. I'm going to try to rip through this as fast as I can for you. And so we'll start right away with ASAP and your websites, as you should have seen in the Fast Start training. If you haven't seen that video, then immediately ask your sponsor for it, because that's the first thing that you should watch when you get started. But in that video, I talk about the automatic shipment program and how important that is for you and for your customers. So make sure your ASAP, which is the Automatic Shipment Advantage Program, is already set up. Make sure that your websites are set up, your GoLPI website to track your business, as well as your company website that you can have people order through, okay? So the other site that you should definitely go to is mine, right? And that's toddbarreto.com, because I produce training content and blogs and stuff that will help you every day, or pretty much every day. I do 4 or 5 blogs a week. There's all kinds of content in there. I touch on all kinds of subjects that are going to serve you in your journey. So do those things if you haven't done them already. Next is the Facebook groups. Make sure you are in the Million Lies Team Facebook page, because that page is it's just going to be a great tool for you. You want to put all your customers in that page. Now let them know there'll also be business information shared in that page, but it's to serve the whole community. And so anytime you have a question about products or about the business, you just post it in that group, and all kinds of people from all over the place will be helping you out. And then you can also have your customers do that and your business partners as you move forward, if that's what you're trying to accomplish. Make sure as well that you're in the Body Smart Facebook page, because the people that you want to know about that page, you want to know what goes on in there, and that's where you will put your weight loss customers. And then there's also a fitness page. And then, of course, there's our entrepreneur group mastermind for the people that are really serious about playing at a higher level. You can ask your sponsor about that if that's not something you know about and would like to. Okay, so that's the next piece. The next thing is to set up some email groups. So in your email, you should set up 2 groups. You should set up a group for your customers and a group for your business partners. And again, I'm presupposing that you want to build a bigger business. But so depending on what you're doing. So what you do is you send anything, right? That anything at all goes to your business building group, because your business builders are also customers. But your customer group, you only send stuff that either helps them from an educational perspective, or specifically about stuff that's related to the products, or when we do product trainings in the Facebook group, or we do a product webinar or something like that, you want to make sure they're informed so that they can get educated, because the more educated people are, the more they understand what's possible for them, the more you're serving them, okay? So make sure that you set those Facebook groups up, those email groups up, so that you can share that information. Next is in your computer, bookmark certain things. So, we have lots of individual videos that you use to share information. What you want to do is you want to take those email links or those YouTube links that you find in the Getting Started document, and you want to go to those videos on YouTube and then bookmark on your favorites, typically on the right side of your screen, bookmark those videos so that they're right there for you. And so you're talking to somebody, they're like, yeah, I want to check it out, I want to see the video. Or then you just copy it, hit the link, copy it, paste it into the email, paste it into Messenger, paste it into a text, whatever your medium you're using to send the information, it's right there. The other thing that you want to have there is the link to your specific website, lifeplus.com/Mary Brown, or whatever your site is. So again, same thing. You can just go boom, boom, paste it, and you're off. Okay. So set up your bookmarks like that. Next is your workspace. So it's really important to have a workspace set up. You want to allocate some area of your house, a corner of a room, if you have a home office, whatever that is, not to mention that area then becomes a tax deduction. But you want to set that up because you want to have a place to work. And now, granted, the beautiful thing is, if you come to my house, you might see me working out on the deck or in the front yard, or I might be anywhere, right? When I'm on the phone or talking to somebody or meeting with somebody. But you want to have a place that you can check in, right? Because you're probably doing this part-time, and you got a busy life, and you want a place that's yours that represents what you're doing. Okay, so you have your own dedicated space where you keep You have your computer there and your phone and your planner, and it's really smart to have your goals around you, right? That's really, really huge to have your goals around you. To also, like, you know what, put your work hours. Like put something there that says, I clock into work at this time, right? Because it's important for you to show up for yourself, right? You have to be as tough on you as your boss at work would be on you. You got to be that kind of boss on yourself, because your dreams are worth it, right? You're working for your dreams, and you can do this. There's no limit to what you can accomplish, but you got to show up, right? So, you know, if you're going to work from 6:30 in the evening to 9, right? Put that in Monday through Thursday, 6:30 evening to 9, right? Or Saturday, 9 to 11. By the way, I'm giving you a clue. It's some really good hours to work. But you put that in, and you make sure you clock in. Another thing to do is keep a ledger of some sort. I use a simple, I'm sort of a Neanderthal. I use a simple notebook to track things like my mileage and expenses. And I run a big business, so this would be pretty easy for you to do, because you want to be able to have everything documented really simply for, you know, when you go out and when you go on vacation and your utilities and all that stuff, because those things they can all be tax write-offs, right? So you're immediately profitable if you do the tracking right, because you're going to save quite a bit of money on your taxes by having a home business. That's the beautiful thing about this. It didn't cost you anything to get in. You're using products you would use normally. If you care about taking care of yourself, you would use these kind of products, right? And by the way, those products, your qualification products, are a deduction. So that's pretty cool. Again, I'm not a tax consultant. I'm not an accountant. I'm not giving you advice. I'm just telling you stuff that you could figure out on your own. Okay? So, and then the last thing I want to mention here briefly is organizing your actual work. Now, in the book, The Process 2, which you should get if you don't have, because it's going to reinforce so many things and teach you so much about the organization and productivity. It's a pretty simple book to read, but you can refer to it over and over and over. I talk about setting up 4 folders, right? So essentially, your business will break down into 4 folders that you will work. So I'm going to show you this and then explain how to do it. So you think about our business, you have the approach, and then you have the information, and then you have the follow-up, and then you have the fun part, sponsoring and serve, right? So that's what you're doing, but you got to be able to track everything that's going on as this is happening, okay? So you have 4 folders. One is your list. Those are your contacts, right? This folder over here represents not yet. People that said, hey, that looks good, but not yet. Right? They might say it different, like no, but what they really mean is not yet, because that's how we teach and that's how we work, and we treat people so well that they're always going to be in your field of purvey, so to speak. You're going to be able to talk to them over and over and over. I've sponsored way more people in my career that said no the first time than I have that said yes the first time, okay? And then you have over here the people that end up getting started. So they would be your customers and your partners, your business partners. And then over here you have what we call missing in action, which you won't have those right away, but you'll have them over time. And those are people that get started and then they stop for whatever reason, right? That's the nature of life. Everything has that. So this is how you organize your work. And as you've seen in my teaching, right, you'll talk to 10 who are interested and open to a specific thing to find 2. That's the nature of the human race. If things are rosy that much, you might do better or you might do worse, but that's in general over time how it's going to play out. And so you have 10 that you put into this process, right? And what's going to happen? Somewhere along the line, these 10 come out of the list, right? You're going to have 8 that go into your not yet box. That's essentially what's going to happen. And you're going to have 2 that come down here and drop into your customer or partner box. So that's how it's going to work. So the way you set up your folders, and this is a personal choice, right? You can actually use an actual set of folders. You can get 4 folders that you keep on your desk and have a piece of paper for each contact that you start, right? You keep your list in there too. You'll keep your list in the list folder, right? The new contacts folder. And then people stay in that folder until they go to either partner, customer, or not yet, right? So that's pretty simple. And so you'll have a folder for each one of these. So you can have a physical folder, or you can use an index card file box, which I worked out of for years, and just allocate it the same way. or you can do it in an Excel spreadsheet or something like that on your computer. All of those will work, all right? But it's just a simple way to organize your work, and then you take notes each time you talk to somebody about here's where we are. I sent them the information. I'm going to follow up on this date. You make a note, and then on that day you follow up. It's very, very simple. The process works. You just want to be organized in working the process. And that's the last thing that I'm going to mention is it's a good idea to have several copies of the process book on hand. Because when you have someone who's really interested in the business, or maybe you have a new customer and they don't even and you say, would you like to know more about this? And they say, yeah, well, you can let them read the process book as part of learning more. And they're like, wow, I could do this, right? That's part of how the tool is used. And then if someone's not interested, you always get the book back and use it again. But it's a really great tool because it helps people understand they could do this too. So I hope that is helpful for you. That's pretty much all you got to do to set it all up and rock and roll.